Good morning. Welcome to today's class. Yesterday I have introduced optical fiber communication, and even we discussed the definition of optical fiber communication and some of the advantages and limitations of optical fiber communication. After which we have started the first topic, that is evolution of optical fiber communication. And in today's class, let me continue the same topic, that is evolution of optical fiber communication in other means. Now I am going to show a graph which is going to be between attenuation as a function of wavelength. On x-axis we have attenuation in decibels per kilometer, and on y-axis we have attenuation in decibels per kilometer, and on x-axis we have wavelength in nanometers. Try to observe this one. We have three vertical bars. Later I will be talking of these three vertical bars. One is between 800 to 900 nearly, and the second vertical bar is between 1250 to 1350, and the next one is going to be from 1500 to above 1600. This is the third window. Fine. As we are talking of evolution of optical fiber communication, we need to know how the communication using optical fibers has evolved from. And this is the curve that is shown with respect to early 1970s. Fine. Therefore, if you are going to observe this particular graph, within this graph, the minimum attenuation we are going to achieve is at this particular wavelength. Fine. Therefore, scientists have tried to communicate using optical fibers at this particular wavelength. Of course, even they can choose at other wavelengths also, but if you are going to observe at this particular point, the attenuation is very, very high. Therefore, from this plot, nearly around 800 to 900 nanometer range, as the attenuation is very, very less, they have chosen this one in order to communicate using optical fibers. And that's why this is considered to be the first generation optical fiber communication, which is said to be around 850 nanometers. And after which we have some developments with respect to optical fiber communication components and everything, because of which the attenuation curve has been modified like this. That is in the year around 1980s. Therefore, if you are going to observe this curve, we got the minimum attenuation with respect to 2 points. Fine. One is said to be around 1300 nanometer range. The other one is said to be at 1500 nanometer range. Fine. First, they have considered this 1300 nanometer range. Therefore, here comes the second generation optical fiber communication. Fine. And moving on to the next range, that is 1500 nanometer range, we have third generation optical fiber communication. But in between 1300 and 1500, and again the attenuation is said to be higher. Fine. Therefore, they haven't chosen this one to communicate using optical fibers. Fine. Therefore, we have 3 nanometer ranges at which you are supposed to communicate using optical fibers. The first one is at 850 nanometer range, and the second one is between 1300 to 1400 nanometer range, and the third one is between 1500 to 1600 nanometer range. Fine. I hope you understood this one. Now I will specifically tell what are the limitations we are going to have with respect to first generation optical fiber communication as well as second generation and third generation. Before moving on to that one, why we are going to talk of these parameters with respect to that particular graph, here I am going to say something. That one is bitrate distance product, which is given by B and L. B stands for bitrate and L for distance. Distance is nothing but the spacing between two repeaters. Okay. This bitrate distance product is said to be the measure of transmission capacity of optical fibers. Okay. And the bitrate has to be very high, and even the repeater spacing or the distance between repeaters should be very high, and then only that is possible for optical fiber communication. Now let me consider the operating regions of optical fibers. Already we talked of this one. First one is 850 nanometer range, second one is 1300 nanometer range, and the third one is 1500 nanometer. And the vertical bars indicate the centers of the three main operating windows of optical fiber communication. And the first one is at 850 nanometer range, and this first generation links operate at 850 nanometers. And why? Because it has got low loss during transmission, and mostly this has been transmitted using early silica fibers. That means the fibers that are made using silica material. And the limitation with respect to this first generation window is it has got two limitations. One is intermodal dispersion. Later I will be defining what is intermodal dispersion. Okay. And the next one is higher fiber loss, because it has these two limitations. That's why scientists kept on thriving to choose for another nanometer range. And here the bit rate is 45 to 140 megabits per second. Already talked of this one. A bit rate distance product should be higher in order to have high transmission capacity. For that one, they are indicating these values. For 850 nanometer range, the bit rate is 45 to 140 megabits per second, and with a repeater spacing of around 10 kilometers. That means two repeaters have to be separated by 10 kilometers range and not greater than 10 kilometers range. That means even we can place at less than 10 kilometers range. Next window is 1300 nanometer range. Here previously we discussed like this. The attenuation losses are because of the impurities present in the fiber, and considering this particular factor, the scientists have reduced the concentration of hydroxyl ions and metallic impurities in fibers, and because of which they have tried to reduce the loss. And even development of optical sources and photodetectors which are capable of operating at 1300 nanometer range, and this is said to be around 1980. Fine. And here this has happened. Optical sources and photodetectors have been developed, and even the fiber impurities have been drastically reduced, because of which they got lesser attenuation at 1300 nanometer range also. As we are going to operate at much higher frequencies, this can be operated for longer distances. Why? Because the attenuation loss has been greatly reduced, therefore no need to use repeaters at a frequent rate, and that's how we got repeater-less transmission and lower power loss and even less signal dispersion. These are said to be the advantages with respect to the second generation optical fiber communication. And even we can transmit the signal using multi-mode fibers or single mode fibers. Don't worry, later I'll be talking of the types of fibers as well. We have two types, multi-mode fibers and single mode fibers. And this 1300 nanometer range communication can be possible by both multi-mode fibers as well as single mode fibers. And the bit rates with respect to 1300 nanometer range is 10 to 100 megabits per second, and the distance covered is some 500 meters to tens of kilometers. As the loss has been greatly reduced, the signal can get transmitted to longer distances, and that's why we got tens of kilometers. Fine. And this is the next evolution after 850 nanometer range, that is from 1970s to 1980s. And even with respect to this year 1980, even we have the third generation window, which is said to be 1500 nanometer range. And this has got the lowest attenuation when compared to all three windows. This has got the lowest attenuation, but it has got larger signal dispersion when compared to 1300 nanometer range. And that's why scientists haven't preferred this 1500 nanometer range, even though it has got the lowest attenuation. Why? Because it has got a higher signal dispersion, because of which we'll be having some in crosstalk and everything. And after which the scientists to operate the same at 1500 nanometer range, they have used or modified the fibers in such a way that the dispersion has been shifted to another nanometer range, and those fibers are supposed to be called as dispersion shifted fibers. And these are said to be, this 1500 nanometer range fibers are said to be having very high capacity, and they are going to have long span, and they can be used at terrestrial as well as undersea transmission links. Okay, and in water as well as on land, we can use this 1500 nanometer of fibers. And the bit rate is said to be 2.5 gigabits per second. Observe this one. Until now we talked of some megabits. Now it has been changed to gigabits. And the distance is over 90 kilometers. Why? Because it has got very less attenuation, and that's how we can increase the distance between two repeaters. Therefore, almost it seems to be repeater-less transmission. Fine. This is said to be with respect to the first generation, second generation, and third generation window. Fine. While doing some modifications with respect to optical fibers, even they have removed all the water molecules from the glass fiber. Fine. That means in the processing of a glass material, in order to form fibers, it may be undergoing some reactions with water molecules, because of which the fibers have got some attenuation losses. Thinking of which they have removed all the water molecules from the glass fiber, and even that has shown very much less attenuation. Okay? And even it's going to provide more bandwidth. But in order to do this process, this is said to be cumbersome. That's why they haven't considered this 1400 nanometer range. Okay. These are all about this first generation, second generation, and third generation evolution. Next, another extension for this optical fiber communication is optical amplifiers. Until now, because of lesser attenuation, we talked of repeater-less transmission. But even if you are going to consider long-haul communication, your signal is going to be distorted, and that's why at the receiver side we may use some amplifiers before demodulating the signal. Okay? And instead, as the signal is said to be light signal, I am going to call it as optical amplifiers. Even this has been improved a lot, which have been a support to optical fiber communication.